Howdy people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 19 of Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Last time, we saved not only Cabanela's life, but we also saved the life of the pigeon, of the creepy, crazy pigeon guy who is the garbage dump superintendent. We discovered that he and Cabanela were researching the manipulator case on their own time in basically this garbage dump laboratory. And now we are going to learn other things. Oh, we also reunited with Sissle. Hey there, Professor! We're both alive, I see. Yeah, nothing like it, baby. But I don't know if I'm getting old or what. I've got a few aches and pains here and there. You dealt with you took an explosion head on. Used to be a little thing like an explosion. It wouldn't bother me. Yeah, right. Like I'm gonna believe that. So what? The guy in red's gone, eh? Just in case I posted special investigation units around this building. Let's just pray the boys came through for us. Damn it! You picked a bad time not to listen to me, body of mine. Let's go in. If I knew things were gonna end up like this, I would have tried to die in that explosion, baby. That way I could have been dancing after Big Red by now. I might be able to erase deaths, but it's true I can't do much about injuries. Yeah, basically he would have died near the guy in red, gained ghost trick powers, and basically Cabanela would have been able to take him on. But really, you shouldn't talk that way. Yeah, sorry, I suppose you're right. I just hate feeling so helpless. He was right there within my grasp. All our plans were resting on this tonight, and then this had to happen. I guess he's thinking about his spotless record. It's not too late, Inspector. We still have a chance. Maybe I can catch him. Say, you're right. That's not a bad idea. I'll cooperate with you fully. Go ahead and fire with any questions you like, Mr. Ghost. Revenge. That guy mentioned revenge. Revenge against the people who stole his life away 10 years ago. He's a fool! He's the one who made the decision to take that little girl hostage, and he wound up dead. He only has himself to blame. Yes, how dare he be in the middle of the street, of the sidewalk when a meteor fell in the sky? But what about when he said this? I was murdered by all of you! Detective Jowd, who forced me into a corner when the little girl was playing in the park. And finally, you, Inspector Cabanela. If you hadn't done what you did, I never would have pointed a gun at that kid. Yes, 10 years ago on that day, the Special Investigation Unit was working on a certain big case. We hauled in a young man, an important witness to our investigation. And then I did it. I made two very stupid mistakes. Detective, I'll telling ya. I love the I didn't notice this line before. This is like basically the miracle never happened, but basically the ghost trick version. Detective, I'll telling ya. I don't know anything about it. Fine. You're under no obligation to talk, of course. But if you don't feel like talking, then allow me to give you something to listen to. And then basically Cabanela puts a boombox on the table. What are you doing? What are you going to do with that boombox? Oh, nothing much. I'm just going to play you a little song from this CD I was sent by the LA Police Department. And then Cabanela pulls out a CD case that has a picture of Manfred von Karma wearing a Santa hat and just grinning and just smirking with the title Perfect Christmas. What is that? Oh, just a little holiday album that the boys at LA sent me. Apparently one of their prosecutors decided to record an album, and it is deemed a tool of torture. And then basically he puts on the album, the CD, and it's just Manfred singing off key. Jingle bells, jingle bells. And then just guy in red, no! It's off key! This is anything but perfect. What the heck's going on with my iPad? Okay, something's going on here. Sorry, got jiggle around with the thing a little. Come on, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, iPad. There we go, there we go. But if you don't, the Special Investigation Unit can make the rest of your life a living hell. That's right, I have a dozen of these perfect Christmas albums. But I just been assigned to the Special Investigation Unit, you see. They didn't share much info on the big case with a newbie like me yet, and I wanted to impress them. I wanted to impress them with unethical interrogation techniques. It was only supposed to be a simple matter of taking his statement, but I was too green. I pushed him too hard. I drove him into a corner and made him lose all hope. That was my first mistake. And then I made another mistake on top of that. Cabanela, got a minute? The chief wants you to see you about your report. Got it, I'll be right there. You stay right here and be a good boy now. And that's when I did it. I left it behind the interrogation room. My gun. Yeah, I love how just Cabanela's logic. Now you be a good boy, you hear me? And don't think about using my gun to try to escape. How could you? He used my gun to escape. What he said is true. If I had made that mistake, he never would have had a gun to point at Lynn in the first place. He would have been doing some finger gun. And all he would have been able to say is pew pew. Manipulator. We first found out about the manipulator's existence during a certain overseas communication. Overseas communication? For national security purposes, this country keeps tabs on the communication networks. This particular communication was about making a big deal with a certain foreign country. He said he wanted them to buy him and his powers. That's how we first heard about him. Of course, we didn't know what he looked like at the time. And in order to prove these powers of his, he gave them two predictions. He foresaw two completely preposterous, impossible cases. The case of a man who would sing national secrets during a live rock concert broadcast, and the case of a man who would take the chief commissioner hostage in his own office. Those two inmates at the special prison, eh? We get tabs on the communications and launched an investigation. And then finally, we pinpointed where they were going to meet tonight and staked it out. That restaurant, the chicken kitchen. The manipulator plans on leaving this country at night on a submarine that belongs to the other country in the deal. Submarine? But we haven't been able to find out where it's going to surface. It's terrifying to think that what would happen if his power were to fall into their hands. Right, highly unlikely they'd use them for peaceful purposes. And now they have that little girl as a hostage, Kamila. We have to stop him before he leaves the country. Spotless record. That spotless record of yours. Is it really that important to you? Of course, baby. In some ways, it's more important to me than my life. Than your life, eh? After all, it's because of my record that I'm able to get my hands on all intel as head of the Special Investigation Unit. And because of my position, I get to direct all aspects of the investigation to the manipulator case. The manipulator case? That's why you care so much about your record? Of course! Why else, baby? I just never could believe it, man! Jowd, shooting Alma? I mean, look at Jowd, and you should have seen Alma. And then compare her to Jowd? I mean, really? Jowd was gonna find anyone nearly as good. I didn't care that he confessed. There was definitely something more to that story, some secrets. I did everything I could to get on the ladder, everything in my power. And then I finally found the answer. It took 5 long years, though. The manipulator, he's gonna prove that Jowd is innocent. What incredible determination. Cabanela's determination. There's one thing I just don't understand. If you were so determined to help Jowd, why didn't you help him escape from prison? That's an easy one, baby. Escaping from prison is a crime. I was about to help him commit a crime after spending 5 years trying to prove him innocent. And he himself has to be executed, you know. As a man of the law, I had to make sure the execution was stopped legally. And that's why I brought him before the Justice Minister, too. I need to buy as much time as I could, baby. So that's it, eh? But there's one little unfortunate result of all this. Lynn completely misunderstood your intentions. Ha! What a little misunderstanding. What's a little misunderstanding? My baby will come around. Give it time. But there are more important things to do with our time tonight. Let's talk to you. More conversation. Mr. Superintendent, do you mind if I talk to you for a minute? I haven't always been a junkyard superintendent, you know. I used to be part of the police. I used to have dreams. The police, huh? Not as a detective, but as a medical examiner. I investigated victims' cause of deaths. 10 years ago, I was asked to autopsy a strange corpse. Hit by a meteorite fragment and died instantly. That's what the police report said. There were no signs of life. He was definitely dead. But I never filed an autopsy report. That's because the corpse suddenly vanished, leaving behind only one clue. An unusual corpse. I bet that's what I've been chasing all night. Could you tell me more? Yeah, sure. I have an interest in you recovering your memory and finding your true identity too. That's the only way I can describe it too. It was an unusual corpse. He was dead, all right, no question about that. But there wasn't a scratch on him. Not a scratch, but I thought he was hit by a meteorite fragment. I don't understand it any more than you do. I was completely bewildered, but when I tried to autopsy him, I was even more puzzled. I couldn't perform the autopsy. You couldn't? What do you mean? The scalpel went in, but I couldn't cut. As soon as I tried to make an incision, it would heal up in the very next instant. And that's how it went, and no scarring or blood either. I felt dizzy for a second, I don't know why. And I never had the chance to solve the mystery. That's because the corpse up and vanished on us. The morgue is well guarded, nobody could have stolen that body. But there is one way the corpse could have disappeared. What's that? He casually sauntered out. Yeah, I love how he was able to get through the front entrance. What, basically the person manning the front desk, they just completely waved it off, just reading their magazine, just reading from a book. Yeah, have a good day, all that stuff. It got up, opened the door, and walked down on its own. What? He was dead, but he wasn't dead. We saw it with our own eyes tonight. Not even that explosion could kill him. Not even fire. Holy flames were unable to damage him. And he didn't even feel it when he slammed his fist on that stove. The guards left behind some data for some testing I did. I got some readings of some kind of radiation going off of that body. Radiation? I used all kinds of instruments, but I couldn't determine exactly what kind of radiation it was. Some undiscovered type from a world unknown. Wait a minute, could it be... That's right, it was coming from that meteorite fragment. I went to the park and tested the spot where the meteorite fell, and I found 20 cents. Just as I expected, I detected radiation coming from the crater. It was the exact same pattern of radiation as that of the corpse. And at the time, I thought he was some kind of immortal being. He would die, only to come back to life. I wanted to research it all in depth, so I quit my job as a police medical examiner. Several years later, I came to learn the connection between my research and the manipulator case, thanks to the arrival of this crazy character here. Oh, stop now, Professor. Do you want to see me blush? It was about a year ago, I'd say. This man in white came dancing into my research lab here. I heard there was an oddball here who's researching Temsik. Is that you, baby? Who are you to be calling anybody an oddball? At least I don't dress like a Disco Stew knockoff. I was investigating the manipulator case then. And then I heard there was a man who quit the police force to study the meteorite. When I heard that, it had been like a meteorite had struck me on the head. At the time, we were just starting to get leads on this manipulator. We didn't know who he was yet, but we knew he was communicating with a certain foreign country. In one of those communications, we heard the manipulator say this: "The source of my power is not of this world." And that's when I put two and two together, baby. The manipulator case and the Temsik were somehow connected. Which also explained how 5 years ago he used his powers to manipulate a birthday surprise a little girl made for her mother. He added the gun to that contraption, most likely by controlling Kamila. Or Kamila controlling him, we can't tell which. So the contraption in the basement here. You built that to try and help Detective Jowd. That's right, Jowd and I worked together back when I was on the force. I used the reports of his case to try and recreate the device. But there was just one part of it that I couldn't reproduce no matter how hard I tried. Kamila told Jowd it did something it shouldn't have, made an impossible move. I added that part to the device I created. I put a part that would allow Cupid to rotate, otherwise the gun wouldn't fire. So that must mean somebody manipulated Kamila's contraption. As a result, we proved to ourselves that the manipulator actually existed. Inspector Cabanela! Hey, baby. Sorry about the phone call. I must have sounded like a real villain. I hate to spoil your image of me. Of that cool cat inspector you always looked up to. Is that really the image she had of him? Don't be ridiculous, Inspector Cabanela. I never respected you. Inspector Cabanela, I'm sorry. I just heard. You were chasing after the man all that time to try to help Jowd. This manipulator is such a dangerous character. I was hoping you didn't have to be involved. So that's why you had me arrested tonight, isn't it? Like I always say, if somebody's in the way, throw them in the slammer. Make them disappear. Yikes. Tonight, I really thought we finally had him. But my body gave out on me right at that critical moment. It's like a cruel joke. Aha! Ha ha ha! But a joke is a joke. You might as well laugh. Jowd! The minister called the execution order. And while he was at it, he let Detective Jowd go free until tomorrow morning, too. That's a pretty extreme while he was at it. Sorry it took so long to get here. You can leave the rest to me. There you go again. You've always been like that. You make everybody else run around, then you swoop in at the last second. Jowd! 5 years ago, you left this coat with me just before you turned yourself in. I promised to get back to you one day. Here is your gumshoe coat. I've been waiting so long, Detective Jowd. Waiting for this day to come. Thanks for not giving up on me, Lynn. Okay, I'm off then. Good luck, my old friend. This present you gave me, it's just what I needed. Thank you. Glad you like it. Sissle, are you there? Yeah, I'm here. You and I have to go find that man. I need your help. Will you do this with me? Sure, but how? We don't know where the submarine is, and the phone lines don't work. They use communication cables to make their calls.
We'll get you hooked somehow. We'll get you hooked up somehow. You'll see. Could you wait here until we do, please?
Okay, fine. I'm counting on you.
This true self you're looking for. I bet you'll find it soon.
We will find it soon.
All right, I'm leaving. Inspector Cabanela?
Sure. Just leave me alone. It's almost dawn. I'm not who I thought I was. I'm actually further from knowing who I am than ever. But now I don't feel so alone. Each one of us is looking for his or her own reasons. Each of us, for his or her own reasons, is looking for the truth. Together, I think we can shed light on these mysteries and drive away the darkness. But it's almost dawn. No, we are not going to save. Yes, we are going to continue playing. Chapter 16, 4:19 a.m. William kept her promise about getting me hooked up. About 2 hours before dawn, the phone rang. Sorry. Hello?
Do you have my mango? Come on! Why doesn't anyone have a mango?
This is Jowd. Sissle, are you listening? We need your powers. No time to talk. We'll be waiting for you. Yeah, sorry about that just there. I did not know what was going to happen with the screen. Trace complete. Control room. Well, you'd better get going. This long night is drawing to an end. Yeah, it looks like it. Thank you for all your help tonight. I'm the one who should be thanking you. At the other end of the phone line, I'm finally going to get my answers. I'd better go. A single telephone line connects me and the other Sissle, but that single line spreads out like a spider's web to ensnare the fates of many people. And I just reached the center of the web. The darkness. Welcome to the Unoa. Welcome to the Unoa, Detective Jowd. My detective sense must have gotten rusty. I didn't even sense your presence here in the dark. That's because I switched the power to my mask off, Detective Jowd. I used your phone. Hope you didn't mind. I made a call to the nudie bar. I heard that you called the nudie bar, Detective Jowd. Let me ask you, was nearsighted Django there? And was he spending my $12 on cheap strippers? Because if he was doing that instead of buying me my mango, oh boy, is that going to be hell to pay? Egad, no thought your trackers here, especially seeing as you're a death row inmate. By the way, did you get a mango out of curiosity? I mean, I already got one from Sissle over there, but I mean, 2 mangoes is better than 1 mango. And I'm equally surprised by your choice of transportation, a submarine, eh? But how did you find us, my man? Not even the police knew whether you know I was going to surface, confound it. We detectives have a little saying: if there's something you want to know about a criminal, about a case, ask the criminals. The bullet the man in the red was shot with had a radio transmitter in it. I have a little something for you. Cabanela has given me some pretty weird presents in the past, but they always prove useful. This one was a radio receiver, made to look like a pocket watch.
Yes, Inspector Cabanela. I hear is an excellent investigator. You know, maybe I should have asked him to buy me my mango. Would have gone a lot faster if I had done that route.
By the way, where's that man in red? I know he's here on the submarine somewhere.
Ah, Sissle, you mean?
You!
You can relax. That's nothing but his shell.
His shell, eh?
His spirit isn't here right now. Most likely right about now. He's controlling your daughter. That or your daughter's controlling him. Frankly, your daughter scares me. I mean, really. Sissle went into her mind earlier, and he told us some really dark, disturbing stuff is going on in there. Stuff that we don't even want anything to do with. For example, you remember the BP oil spill? Yeah, apparently Kamila was behind that. We don't even know how that happened. She masterminded it.
Please, I beg you, let my daughter go. You don't know what she's capable of. She has killed before and she will kill again. If you need a hostage, take me. Just please let her go.
Bah! There's something our nation needs. Sissle has it. It's his snazzy suit. It's really badass. That's all we care about, my man. Nothing else matters. However, it would appear Sissle has underestimated us. He underestimated the drive of a man who's looking for a mango. He left behind his precious bargaining chip here.
Bargaining chip?
That's right! In his butt is my mango! Our nation has already researched it. This product that Sissle has to offer. The source of his power. It's also a mango! It doubles as a mango! It's like some mango meteorite!
What? What in the world was that?
The Temsik fragment. It gives spirits special powers. And now our deal with Sissle is concluded. As far as we're concerned.
What are you talking about?
What a mistake to make right at the most crucial moment. Now then, Detective Jowd.
Excuse me?
Farewell! Activate the launch sequence! Launch him into the store that refused to sell me a mango last month!
What in the world? The whole room just vanished. Detective Jowd, where'd he go? What now? I think I heard an explosion somewhere. In any case, Lynn and that little lady should be here somewhere. I smell danger. I better find them and fast. Well, we'll do that in the next episode. Anyways, I really appreciate that you took around to watch this episode. You're a great viewer, and I hope you come back for the next one. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. I'll see you next time. Bye.